of the shot cone area, got behind the goal, never got a shot off. As we look at Envy Piazza, was very strong in the first half in spurts. Let a lot of outside shots go in. Didn't give up a lot of target area, but New York was just picking the corners on Andy. He made a lot of one-on-one saves, had some spectacular saves, and really 7 goals is not a ton when you consider his team averages 19 a game. If his team was on average, his team would be ahead. If they were scoring their average number of goals, they'd be ahead at this moment. The offense is being shut down. Christy Lee, what do you have on the sideline?
Down here on the New York Saints bench, we are right fresh into the second half of this game. I talked with Doc, the head coach of the Saints, just a few seconds ago, and I asked Doc, I said, how are you shutting out Paul and Gary Gait? He tells me they're just staying on him man-to-man. They're cross-checking. If they're away from the ball, they still got a man on him. They're not letting him get the ball. Earlier in this season, the Philadelphia Wings took a strategic move by placing Paul, Gary, and Marichek on separate lines and Rob Scheck. Maybe with the heat, and Doc is hoping this happens too. They're getting frustrated. Are they going to start shooting? Paul and Gary going to be doing all the work? Are they going to bring them back out on the same lines? We'll have to wait and see if that develops. But Doc feels really confident that his team is playing some awesome defense, and they'll continue to do so.
All right, a confident team led by Doc Dougherty in New York. 7-1 win. Third quarter, obviously critical. Philadelphia has to make up 6 goals just to get back in the game. Now, New York comes in with a 7-1 advantage, and they've let the shot clock expire twice. So, of course, they still have a man in the penalty box. Take that back. Not a bad play when you have 57 seconds left, man down. The Wings lead the league in on-goal scoring percentage. That's 37% of their shooting is on goal. Or I should say, of the shots they're on goal, that's how many they score. In the middle, power play situation. Gary Gait can't pick it up. There's still extra in front. Marichek finds Rote. He is deadly and close. Marichek, number 42, the great All-American from Syracuse, who played with Gary right there and Paul. When that trio got together on the field, they were unstoppable. Watch him pick up the loose ball. The initial save comes off of Locascio up in the air. Marichek picks it up, fakes low. Doesn't move Locascio at all, but then just dunks it over his shoulder. Goes low, over the shoulder, a lot to aim at right there. And Marichek, when you get in close, watch a little love pat in the face, boom. Locascio says, don't touch me, buddy. Tommy Marichek, who has been really a big spark to the offense, did not play in game number 1. Sombrado gets a check from behind from Chris Flynn. First blood in the second quarter, or the second half, I mean, by Philadelphia. 7-2 the score now. The lead 5 goals for the New York Saints. They need to score in the third quarter to keep the advantage because Philadelphia can score in spurts. So New York has to put pressure on. They are now even up. They had to be tentative early on because they were a man down. Watch Mike Cummings! Big net! Nothing but rope. Mike Cummings came in, nobody picked him up. You know, it was amazing. Watch nobody slide over and get him. He was shocked. He makes the one move, nobody slides, nobody slides, nobody slides. He makes the fake and just hits the corner. Finally, 2 defenders. Watch, finally, 2 defenders come in. That's something Tony Resch will be saying, who was a defensive specialist. He'll say, you can't leave the offensive player on the crease. You've got to wipe him out of there. The defense slid way too late. Cummings answers the goal of Philadelphia, now 8-2 the score. And they get the ensuing face-off. They control 11:20 left in the third. Lee Felsmo, Christy Lee on the deuce with major indoor lacrosse league action. A potential major upset. This would be bigger than Boston beating Buffalo. Boston had some wins, and they had a lot of good offense going into the game against Buffalo. New York had no offense coming into this game and no wins. We talked about their inept offense, and that shows you. We talked about 9 goals per game being the lowest in the league. Everybody else is in double digits. Matter of fact, New York last year was 11 goals per game, or over 10. Marichek again. Rocket shot goes wide. Bates picks it up. Bates has the first goal of the game. Now shares it with Marichek. Checked out from behind. Picked up, loose ball. Now down, watch out. Paul Gait might get it. He can't because of the defense of New York. Panetta with the hammer check. And a big save by Locascio. Paul Gait just can't get it through the door of Sal Locascio. But Sombrado just deflects the Rogers check. Now Sombrado tries to calm things down. Chris Flynn trying to wrap him up. Sombrado looking for help. No trailer. 8-2 the score. 10 left in the third. He just Dishes it out now to Purdy. Purdy's going to take the right-handed shot with a little bit of a screen, and it bounces off of the stick of Piazza. Watch Huff, he can't pick it up. Shot clock now 26, plenty of time there. Push call. Ball will go back to New York, so they'll reset the shot clock at 30. 9:50 left in the third. They will have another offensive. Oh, ball loose. Watch out. Good check. Big check by Kisslinger. Flynn was wide open. Now Flynn gets it back. Kisslinger tries to wrap him up from behind. Double team coming in with Purdy. Double team. Purdy tries to knock it loose. New York is contesting every ground ball. Here comes Huff. Huff with the big right hand. Back off the defense of Philadelphia. Now that one also saved. Kisslinger with a wraparound shot. He scored early in the season on that against Philadelphia. Martin, or this is Miller rather. Billy Miller. Take it back, it was Martin. Gary Martin wearing 33 tonight. He's in for the Philadelphia Wings. Now far side. Millen, and a big save by Piazza. Sweeping motion of Piazza, very dramatic. Ground balls, Philadelphia leading slight margin, 50-47. Both goalies playing exceptionally. It's a 6-goal game in favor of New York. Gary Gate. Scotty Gabrielson out to Finneran, but the ball is knocked down. Where is it? It's loose and knocked up high. Goes to New York. We'll take a short break. It's Gate and company getting hammered by the tough New York Saints. They lead by 6. Quarter action, 6-goal lead still for New York. Lee Felsmo, Christy Lee on the deuce. Major indoor lacrosse league action. This is, as I've mentioned, potentially the biggest upset of this year. Bigger than last week, if you can believe that, and that was a dramatic game, a win of the Boston Blazers over Buffalo. But right now, New York looking for their first W. This is an interdivision game, both in the American division. Denny Sombrado now, number 16, will set things up for New York. That little move gives him a little bit of air in the cylinder. Now Donnie McNichol, who's got a great stick as far as ability to go through players. And he's as tough as they come, Donnie McNichol, number 18. Shot clock violation, ball goes back to Philadelphia. New York has been a little bit too careful, I think, if you're coaching them. That would worry me if I was Doc Dougherty. They were very aggressive on the offensive end of the field in the first half. They seem to be a little tentative on the offensive end. In the second half of this game, they still lead by 6, though. And Philadelphia has to make up that ground before they can have a chance to win. They try to find the back door. Johnny Nostrin picked up by New York. They, again, are contesting every loose ball. Chris Glynn on Sombrado. He can't find it. Vinny Sombrado, who has been to 3 World Championships, they come every 4 years. He'll be going again to New England this summer. And again, that patient offense for New York might end up hurting them if they don't keep the pressure on Piazza. Donnie McNichol against 2 players. Miller, now this is Chris Flynn. McNichol on Chris Flynn. McNichol gets it into Panetta. The shot clock expires again. This is really hurting the offense. I think Doc Dougherty has to get that offense moving again, pushing it, and really challenging Piazza. You are not out of the woods against Philadelphia with a whole half to go. He's relying on his defense right now, and that is a risky maneuver. Chris Bates. Bates off to the side. Watch the shot off the chest of Lacasio. Bates again corrals that ball. I think New York better get that offense going because, again, Philadelphia can just all of a sudden light up the board quickly. Rogers, the good-looking rookie, picks it up from the far side. He's from Villanova. Out front, the Bates can't find it. Picked up by New York. This is McCabe. Pat McCabe looks for a trailing player. Finally gives it up to the ever-steady Vinny Sombrado. Sombrado very calmly gives it off to the new line. Gordon Purdy with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Condon calling a timeout for a chin strap violation. They've got that adjusted. Now it's okay. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a moment. 6-goal lead by the Saints.
Fundamentals to fantastics and amazing trick shots. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Vizerac, Johnny Archer, Ava Mataya, and other pool greats. Now, for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of one. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the Massey and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Fundamentals to Fantastics and amazing trick shots, you can learn everything you need to know about how to shoot pool like a pro, except how to be me.
World champion Steve Vizerac takes you through the best ways to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $19.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1. How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together and are only being offered for a limited time. Call now. Have your credit card ready. An operator is waiting for your call. Call now. Sorry, no CODs.
Well, under 6 minutes to go, and still a 6-goal lead. They've matched goals in quarter number 3, one by Marichek for Philadelphia, but then answered by Mike Cummings. And here's Cummings again, number 27, going against Chris Flynn. Tries to find Purdy, couldn't pick it up. Now John Conley, JC, one of the true veterans on Philadelphia, all-time leader in games played, second in points to John Tucker. And Christy Lee, what have you got on the sideline with us?
Well, Lee, joining me now is Pat McCabe. Pat, you've had an opportunity to play at Syracuse with Paul and Gary Gait. They have been completely shut out of this game. You're a defensive guy. How are you guys getting the job done?
Just trying to take the body as much as we possibly can, not be swinging at sticks. Just, you know, take the body and put 2 or 3 guys on them if we have to. Don't let anyone, you know, make them beat us.
All right, thanks a lot. Pat McCabe, a defensive specialist.
And meanwhile, Steve Huff beats his old teammate Piazza. Piazza from North Carolina played with this gentleman, Steve Huff, a great midi. And Huff just hammers this one home. Watch the bounce shot. Comes into Huff. He'll sweep across the cylinder. Gets a little bit of an angle. Comes down with the bounce shot. Piazza goes low. Can't find it. Nothing but rope. Again, bounce shot. The glove save attempt. Not there. And Piazza gives up goal number 9. Now a 7-goal margin. The biggest of the game. Piazza has been perfect in spots and then a little shaky in others. Inconsistent as you might expect. He doesn't have a lot of minutes in this league. Again, I think the big surprise is, and it's obvious, where are the goals for this juggernaut offense? If they average 19 a game, that's 9.5. And if they scored on their average, they'd be probably ahead by a goal. So the big blue ribbon goes to the defense of New York. Kisslinger can't find it. Watch out. It'll be a fast break, but Martin couldn't pick it up either. Now down below, unsettled situation. Sombrado looking far side, and the shot clock expired. That's at least 3 shot clock violations, and Doc Dougherty looks over, rubbing his head, saying, what is going on? They've got to be more careful with the shot clock and put continuous pressure on Piazza. They've outscored the Wings 2-1 in quarter number 3. Jimmy Rogers fans, back up, shot by Bates. He can't get it. Lacasio wants it. Lacasio protects it in the crease. The check by Philadelphia is a technical violation. It'll give it to Lacasio, and he outlets it to Mikko Red Arrow. Mikko Red Arrow, a Native American, is the assistant district attorney in the Bronx. And it's going to be featured in CNN coming up. They were here today shooting some tape of Mikko. Well, we're under 4 minutes, folks, and this game is not getting any better for Philadelphia. They just did not come to play today, and New York is doing everything they have to do, playing an excellent game. Rogers, the rookie from Villanova, in the cylinder. Bates rockets that one off the shoulder pad. You heard it. Right off of Lacasio's shoulder. Another chance. Picked off out of midair. This is Pat McCabe. We just talked to him. Christy Lee was talking about his defense. He was the best at Syracuse. McCabe in close. Nothing but rope. That one counts. Put it on the board. dramatic upset in the making.
Some just play it, others own it. The ones who own it see what no one else sees and know what no one else knows. Nobody knows the game like Topps. Topps gives you the players you want, the stats that matter, and pictures that tell the whole story. Own Topps, and you own more than a card. You own the game.
10-2. That's right, folks. This is not a mistake. The New York Saints lead Philadelphia 10-2. And they control this face-off, but can't get it down to the offensive end. Knocked down again by Oliver Marty. They are flooring the Gate brothers. Gary Gate with some kind of mission now, running down fast. Finneran. Kevin Finneran with the ball. The left-hander looks for help. Gets into the cylinder. He's double-teamed. As always, New York looking to double the ball. Up top. Down in tight, and a wheeling shot by Gabrielson. We've got a penalty on somebody. The Wings' lowest goal total in the game was 5 against the Saints. That was back in '90. This is unheard of. Don't forget, this team scored over 17 goals 2 weeks in a row, the last 2 weeks against Baltimore.
Illegal check in the head.
So, illegal check in the head. You heard Roy Condon. That was Oliver Marty from Brown. He's a rookie, goes into the box, and New York not doing themselves any favors, but they've got to play the tough defense. So, Dougherty doesn't mind that. Philadelphia has not scored on the power play yet today, and they've had plenty of opportunities. Finneran can't handle up top, and pressure applied. Tries to get it down low. They can. Picked off by New York. Great play. Gary Gate tries to gamble, can't get it. McCabe. Christie was talking to McCabe. McCabe and Kisslinger, folks, if you've ever watched the field game of lacrosse, McCabe and Kisslinger are two of the best strip artists defensively. They can take the ball from anybody in the game and field. They are something to watch with that long field defense stick. They have adapted beautifully to this indoor game. McNichol trying to get it in tight. They're trying to push for a shot. They're a man down. This is Panetta looking up top to Huff. Shot clock expires. That's okay. Panetta took it down low. Now Panetta will run off, and the fresh legs of a defender will come on in the form of, looks like McCabe again. They pack McCabe down low. Up top, this is Marichek down low. Marichek tries to get at the Paul. He does, and a big save by Lacasio. Paul and Gary have had shots. Steve Huff now comes out. Some tired offensive legs go off for Philadelphia. McNichol now, number 18 for New York. 50 seconds left in the penalty. 1:40 left in the third quarter. Marichek opened up the third quarter with a goal, just like Bates opened up the first quarter with a goal for the Wings. But then it was 3 straight in the third quarter for the Saints to give them that 8-goal margin. Lacasio already up to 41 saves, folks, and that is a bundle. A whole quarter to go. Look at the Saints run down the loose ball. All right. Roy Condon talking about the shot clock. They'll reset it to 30 and give the ball to Philadelphia. They've got 25 seconds left on this penalty. As we look at Pat McCabe, the great All-American defenseman from Syracuse, who's really making his impact here on this leg, and a shot off of Lacasio. That was Finneran cutting across the crease. Gary Gate can't get Lacasio's out of the net. He's got to throw the ball up. The ball's loose. There's nobody in the goal. Now Gary gets it. Lacasio's back in, but he's slightly unsettled. Finally gets his feet under him. The whole team's aggressive. Gary Gate backdoor. Finneran can't find it. They are just a little bit off. McCabe now gets it up to Oliver Marty. All even, folks. And again, they have not let the great Philadelphia Wings score on a power play. They're at least 0 for 4. That's my unofficial recollection. They have not scored, folks, and it's been dramatic. The opportunity's lost. Great defense for New York. 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and these New York Saints are still applying the pressure. 20 on the shot clock. just about 1 more second on the game clock, so they can milk this all the way to the end. Maybe one good shot can give them a 9-goal advantage. Mikko, red arrow, misses the goal. Panetta gets it back. Shot clock still going. 7 and 6, 5. Big save by Piazza, but with 5 seconds left, they'll have not much time for the shot. This one off of the gondola. Whoa! Haven't seen that yet, folks. Piazza hit the scoreboard. He's saying, I'm sorry, the thing went off the stick. Quarter's over. 10-2, the Saints lead by 8.
A lot of MCI customers confess they didn't get the savings they hoped for.
We tried MCI on that friends and family thing. I was very disappointed in the plan.
I mean, if you want to give us savings, give us savings. Just give it to us.
Introducing AT&T True USA Savings. If you spend $25 a month, you'll get 20% off your AT&T long-distance calls. 20% off, guaranteed. And the fact is, 2 out of 3 friends and family users on basic or prime time will save more on True USA Savings.
I thought we were going to save a lot of money, and we didn't.
The truth is, the average friends and family basic customer's discount is only 6%.
I'm going to switch back to AT&T.
Call us at 1-800-PICK-ATT. The call's free. Switching is free. And you get 20% off every call you make in the USA. Anytime, anywhere, to anyone you call.
Bye, MCI.
Call us at 1-800-PICK-ATT.
The real you coming through your true voice.
The M.I.L.L. and the Deuce continues next week. The Baltimore Thunder at the Detroit Turbo. You'll see it March 7th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Wild Bunch, led by Dowling and company. And watch this as we ended the third period. The clearing pass all the way up, hitting the gondola, hitting the scoreboard. First time in the history of the league. Andy Piazza let that one get away from him as he tried to get one final shot. Launches that outlet pass, and whoops, there it is. All the way up to the scoreboard. Didn't break anything, didn't have anything on that one. They switch ends now, folks, for the final period of play. And this is dramatic. New York, 10-2, leading by 8 against Philadelphia. The Gates have never been held scoreless while at Philly, and I would venture a guess that they've never been held scoreless in this league or any other league. But right now, folks, they are being held scoreless by that man, Sal Licasio. He has been tough. Over 40 saves with a whole quarter to go. Andy Piazza on the other side has been a little bit streaky. Great moments, but then other times the outside shots go in, the easy ones go in. But he's getting some valuable minutes with Dallas Elliott, the first lead goalie, out with a knee injury. Dallas Elliott comes back in a couple weeks. Shot wide. This sets up, as we look down to our playoff structure we talked about, a potential matchup. This could be the playoff for the division championship. It'll be early next month. Shot from the wing with Gary Gates shooting at little no angle. When you shoot from that angle, you really don't have much to shoot at, and it just bounces off of Licasio. Millen tries to find Panetta. Panetta couldn't pick it up, and that's dangerous on the bench side. The third quarter stats, loose balls dead even, and that was a key for New York to keep it dead even against Philadelphia. The shots in New York's favor, which is again keeping them scoring. But if you keep ground balls even, you'll take Philadelphia and Buffalo out of their transition game, and that will pay dividends for you. You know, it's not like Gary and Paul have not had shots. They've had some shots, but Licasio has come up huge. So combination of great team defense and a huge game out of the goalie has just stunned the Philadelphia team. They come in with one loss. If they lose this, of course, will be 3-2. Denikin takes a shot, deflected. The stick of Sal Licasio. New York has the ball. 13 left. 10-2, and Tony Resch saying, what's going on, guys? This is a man who builds his game from defense. An All-American at Yale, Tony Resch was a defensive specialist with the Wings until last year. He feels that's where your game starts. Right now, he's looking for offense. Our theme was hot and cold, folks. And these New York Saints have put Philadelphia in the cooler. They have iced down the red-hot offense. Gabrielson, number 8, the captain, gives it back to Robbie Sheck. Where's Robbie Sheck been? Unofficially, our note is that last game, Sheck and Gates, both Gates, were responsible against New York for about 12 goals and 6 assists. That's just about 3 weeks ago. Tonight, nothing. Here comes Gary Gate, or Paul rather. Paul Gate takes a shot. Lacasio makes yet another save. Sal Lacasio playing up to his all-pro status as 12 minutes now and counting are left in this game. Christy Lee, you're on the Philadelphia bench this time.
And as you can imagine, Lee, people down here are really frustrated, but they're telling Bill Miller, who was like the team cheerleader during that last time out, said, come on, guys, suck it up. We have a whole quarter. We can come back. You know, this team has scored 20 goals against the Saints. They can do it. But the Saints just scored, so it's going to be a tough uphill battle in this fourth quarter, but we'll keep you posted down here on the bench.
All right, Christy, it was Mikko Red Arrow, as you were talking about the Philadelphia offense. It's been nothing but New York. Mikko Red Arrow gets his second goal of the game, 11-2, and I think a lot of the wind has been knocked out of the sails. Mikko Red Arrow with his own little move here. Looks like he caught the cabbage patch, is that right? Mikko Red Arrow making a distinctive move in his end zone dance. Reminds me of the guys in the truck. Help me with this. The guy from Cincinnati. The guy from Cincinnati. No, the Cincinnati football player used to do that. The Icky Shuffle or something. Anyway, big dance by Mikko Red Arrow gives the Saints an 11-2 lead. And pressure, Christy was talking about on the sideline, is getting ever more intense for Philadelphia. It all starts with one goal, so they need that one goal to ignite them. They've got a lot of guys that can do it, but they need the ball first. New York controls it right now. This is McCabe, All-American defenseman from Syracuse. He's had a sensational game tonight. He'll set a pick up top. Cummings now on the far side. Purdy's now wheeling up top. Cummings looking down low. Philadelphia putting a little bit more pressure on defensively. There's a shot and rope for Mike Cummings. An even dozen for the Saints. Mike Cummings gets his second. Watch him come in. He'll line up a little bit of a screen, but that far out. It's an easy shot and a goal. Should be saved by Piazza. 12-2. The Saints are on a roll.
Think of all this as a large block of ice. Think of this as a chip off the old block. Coors Light's aged ice cold. So when you think of ice, think of the silver bullet. The only way to chill.
If the Big Head Iron can do this with 2 balls, imagine what it can do with just 1. Double your sweet spot. Call 1-800-BIG-HEAD.
Back on the deuce with major indoor lacrosse league action. Leaf Elsmo, Christy Lee, 12-2 the score. Mike Cummings just scored his second goal. 5 straight goals for New York in the second half. The first half started off with Bates scoring for Philadelphia. Then it was 7 straight for the Saints to take a 7-1 lead into the half. Then Marichek scored for Philadelphia in the second half. Since then, 5 straight for the Saints. They have played tough on defense, taken away the transition from this man, Tony Resch, and his team, and they have made their offense stick. They felt a little bit confident against Andy Piazza, who's a great goalie, but just didn't have that many minutes. Certainly not the kind of goalie with the experience of a Dallas Elliott, who was out with an injury. They put pressure on Piazza, and they've got the best offense so far they've had this year. 12 goals for the Saints is the best offense this year for that team. 11 was their previous high. So if they don't score another goal, they've already had the best offense for 94. Philadelphia out shooting New York 49-34. Just shows you how dramatic Lacasio has been in the goal. New York looking up front. Krause takes the left-handed rocket shot, hit from behind by Gabrielson. And they'll get the ball back. Fresh shot clock at 30 as Krause was run over by Scott Gabrielson. This is Vinny Sombrado, team leader. Slow motion offense by New York. In close, Krause couldn't pick it up. He found an opening down in low. Piazza loses it. Watch O'Keefe behind the back. Big save by the Pizza Man. Loose ball again picked up by New York. O'Keefe's got an opening here. Watch out. Panetta rockets one wide. Shot clock has been reset, but they don't have the ball. Watch out. Here comes Gary. Gary's got Paul behind him. Gary will give it up to Paul. Now Paul has a shot. Rapid behind his back. Big save by Locascio. He read it beautifully. The only shot Paul had was a low behind the back. Locascio made the save. Gary against 2 players, 3 players, and Locascio with another save. Gary and Paul are wondering, what do I have to do to get it past Sal Locascio? Sombrado with Sheck playing defense, gives it up to Krause. Andy Krause, one of the best to come out of the University of Virginia's program. Had a big knee surgery in his senior year, but his knee looks strong, doesn't even wear a brace. New York, of course, will want to burn up 30 seconds every time down now that we're inside of 8 minutes in the game with this huge lead. Mikko Red-Arrow's got 2 already. Big save by the Pizza Man. Follow-up shot by Steve Sombrado. And look at the defense all over the field. Donnie McNichol. And he gets rocked by Chris Flynn. Bates can't find the handle on Sombrado, and now they'll reset with a fresh 30. The key again. The ground balls. Take the transition, take the air out of the offense of Philadelphia. That's what they've done by getting to those ground balls first. That's exactly what Buffalo had done to them by Boston. Tony Resch on the sideline, very worried, as he should be. Mark Millen, shot clock down to 7. Looks in the middle. Purdy, fake, it tries to wrap it around. Good move by Purdy. Didn't want to go to his left, kept it to his right, but went back for the angle and violated that crease, that protective crease around the goalie, so the ball goes back to Philadelphia. Now 6:53, under 7 minutes left. 10 goals to make up, folks. Don't think it can be done. J.C. Conley coming in, can't get open. He'll take a shot here. Locascio went for the 5-hole right between the legs, and the ball will be out by hitting the net.
That's the time down to 60 Monkey St. Seat winner. If you are sitting in section 228, row L, seat 15.
Scoreless period for Philadelphia, 21 minutes, the same as in the first half. They went a similar period in the first half. Again, scoring the first goal of the first half, then didn't score again until the first goal of the second half. Haven't scored since. Just Bates and Marichek with goals. The Gates facing their first shutout in league history. That's unofficial, but that's what we are looking up. This is dramatic. Sweeping save. Mike Cummings with the shot picked up by Philly. It's still loose. And the outlet now to Marichek. He is dangerous in midfield. He's got Nostrand to his left. Fakes to Nostrand. Now gives it to Nostrand. Nody comes up. Left-handed shot. No angle. Easy deflection for Locascio. Under 6 minutes left, and New York now gets the ball, and time is on their side. Christie was talking about desperation on the sideline, and I'm sure it's even worse now. Philadelphia knowing that chances are they've lost this one. I don't think it's mathematically possible to make up 10 goals. You think of 30-second possessions every time for New York. Just not enough time on the clock if they milk it every time down. Krause, 6 seconds left. Takes a shot, bounces off the back. The crowd thought it was in. No goal.
Shot clock and TV time.
All right, folks, we'll be back with the last 5:25 of this game. New York with a dramatic upset of the favorite Philadelphia Wings.
Fundamentals to fantastics and amazing trick shots. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Vizerac, Johnny Archer, Ava Mataya, and other pool greats. Now, for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of one. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the Massey and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Fundamentals to Fantastics and amazing trick shots, you can learn everything you need to know about how to shoot pool like a pro, except how to beat me.
World champion Steve Vizerac takes you through the best ways to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $19.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1. How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together and are only being offered for a limited time. Call now. Have your credit card ready. An operator is waiting for your call. Call now. Sorry, no CODs.
5:25 left. Lee Felsmo, Christy Lee, and Philadelphia is stunned. New York comes in without a win. They are leading 12-2. 12 goals, their best offensive output this year. But where did the offense go? They did not only diminish the offense, they absolutely closed the door on the Philadelphia Wings' league-leading offense. Christy Lee, any insight?
Well, Lee, down here on the Philadelphia Wings bench, as you can imagine, they're not happy, but we do have Gary Gate. Gary, it's the first time you guys have been shut out. What's going on?
They're just out hustling us. Sal's coming up big, and they're outworking us. They want it more than us tonight, and they're proving it out there.
All right, thanks a lot, Gary. Gary Gate, Gary and Paul for the first time ever shut out as the Saints continue on a road to victory, Leaf.
And Christy, this may again show us the probable matchup for the division championship. New York now will have an edge on Baltimore. They'll play them twice as their last 2 games of the season, but they'll have an advantage with this win against Philadelphia. Really doesn't hurt Philadelphia that much because they'll probably end up with the league win. At least they are guaranteed a playoff spot, so it all comes down to that playoff game as far as Philadelphia is concerned. Take nothing away from New York in this game. They have come up huge. Big fake in close. Finneran nails it past Locascio. Finally, Finneran finds the rope for the Wings. Only the 3rd goal of the game with 4:10 left. Locascio has played huge in this game. Finneran comes in, no defense against him. 1 fake, comes in 2 fakes. Finally, the 3rd shot when Locascio committed to the high fake and just dumps it behind him. Finneran getting across the cylinder, and for maybe the first time today, most of the game, New York was nailing the offensive players, not letting them have that much green, not letting them have that much territory to work in. 12-3, 9-goal lead now for New York with only 3:54 left. It doesn't look good for Philadelphia. It's history-making for the New York Saints.
Hi, I'm Chris Elliott. I just want to talk to you about some things you might not know about cable. Have you heard of cable in the classroom? No. It's revolutionizing teaching as we know it. It's giving teachers a whole new way to teach and children a whole new way to learn.
Really?
Do you know that cable is providing commercial-free programming free of charge to teachers?
Beautiful.
It's going to change the future and make us better human beings in the process.
That's great, Chris.
I think I got my point across as best I can. Who's next?
Dear car owners, if you had a brake problem tomorrow, could you think of one brake specialist to go to? Where can you go for same-day brake service? A guarantee on brake shoes and pads for as long as you own your car. And the expertise of doing over 2 million brake jobs a year? Midas.
Think of us as the brake specialists. We're pretty good at mufflers, too.
Championship week on the news, 34 games, 26 conference championships, the entire ACC tournament selection special all begins March 5th. And right now, folks, on the deuce, it's a stunning upset. The New York Saints shutting down the offense of the great Philadelphia Wings.
Gabriel.
12-3 the score, 3:40 left. Robbie Sheck, non-existent tonight. Finneran, Bates, and Marichek, the only goal scorers. Big save by Salacasio. I would be shocked if he wasn't the game's MVP. He has been unbeatable, showing first-team All-Pro ability, and he's been there, folks. This game is much more important for the New York Saints than it is for Philadelphia. Philadelphia, of course, doesn't want to have a game this sloppily played on offense, but they are guaranteed a playoff spot and will have to get their game back on gear. Big shot on Piazza all the way across the far side, and he saves it with his headgear. Under 3 minutes left, a 9-goal lead, picked off by McCabe. Pat McCabe read it beautifully, stepped into the passing lane and just picked it off. Now Kisslinger, watch out, trailing player. Kisslinger calmly gives it up after Gary Gate tries to offer some defense. Gary Gate now chasing the ball, trying to get it back. 2:30 left in the game, about 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kisslinger will dive across, tries to slam dunk. He put it in the hole. He found rope, folks, but he stepped in the crease. What a great move. I'll tell you what, if this guy, Kisslinger, could wrap up his talents, and he looks like he might be doing that, he's as good as anybody. He's tough to coach, let me tell you right now, but he's got great ability. Steps on the crease, you saw it. Then an air gate move, slam dunk on the far side of Piazza. Tremendous move by Kisslinger, but stepped on the crease, and that takes it away. Paul Gate cannot beat Locascio. Score still 12-3, and look at Sal. He's down. He's all over the mouth of that 18-square-foot goal, 4 by 4.5 feet wide. 51 saves for Sal. And looks like Steve Sombrado will go into the box. It'll be a power play for Philadelphia. 2 minutes left. Not enough time to make up 9 goals, folks, and this is a huge win for the New York Saints. Maricek in close. Gary Gate back to Finneran. Gary Gate had the full goal to shoot at, gives it back to Finneran. Now he looks off to Maricek, and Sal Locascio picks up the errant pass. Moving the ball nicely, but Gary Gate gave up a beautiful shot to give it down to Finneran, and they didn't come up with any shot at all, really, to test Locascio. Gates combined for 10 goals versus the Saints on January 23rd. 10 goals between them. Tonight, nothing.
22, right there.
Delay of game on Gary Gate, 22.
Because that's what you gotta do. By rule, put it
Oh
down.
no, it's not on Gary Gate, it's on Mikko Red Arrow.
Delay a game. All right, I agree. 22, 2 minutes.
All right, Mikko Red Arrow goes into the box, and Roy Condon told you all about it. That's Paul Gate, number 19. Paul Gate is the trigger man, quarterback up top. It's 5 against 3 now. And the hard shot is wide. Again, this has been part of the reason the Gates haven't scored. They really haven't been that accurate tonight. And Gary Gate was 5 yards in front of her, not even 5 yards, 10 feet out, and he still couldn't hit the net. The shooting sights are a little bit off tonight. Watch Paul, this will be tough to stop, and he can't be stopped. Paul Gate walks straight in and takes the shot. Locascio is saying, hold on, folks. So Paul's not shut out tonight. That's a power play goal for him. First goal of the night for him. 4th goal for the Wings. 12-8, an 8-goal lead. No defense offered to stop Paul. He came right down the middle. Just pumped it home. Gary had a similar shot just before that, but Gary missed the goal. Again, the Gates not only being played tough on defense, but a little bit inaccurate tonight. Combination of great saves by Locascio. And when you have great saves by Locascio, you start taking shots that are a little finer, a little bit more toward the corner. You start thinking more on your shots because of the great saves of the goalie. I think that's been part of the story. 1 minute left. New York ready to absorb this great win and soak it in for at least 7 days. Mikko Red Arrow still in the box. Number 9, Chris Flynn roughing. Roy Condon makes the call. So now 1 man in the box. Mikko Red Arrow has a minute 16 left on his penalty. Flynn gets a fresh 2-minute penalty, so he'll be off the rest of the game, as will Mikko Red Arrow, because there's only 54 seconds left in the game. The 4 goals tonight, if no more scored, are the lowest in the Wings' history as a team in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. So hats off to the defense of New York. They found it again. This team historically is the best defense in the league, New York. The best team defense. Kraus, 9 seconds left on the shot clock. 32 on the game. Check behind, bounce shot, nothing but rope. Bounce shot beats Piazza, comes up, finds the twine. And deuce, there it is, folks. Goal number 13, another personal best for this team. Kraus knew the shot clock was coming down. He absorbs the check and bounces it in past Piazza. One more time. Miller tries the wrap check. That's a penalty. That shot beats Piazza. Penalty won't count, wiped out because of the goal. 13-4. The best offensive production this year and the best defense of anybody against Philadelphia. Under 20 seconds, the clock winding down. This crowd will enjoy the biggest game this year, the best game by the New York Saints. they are back on a road that could conceivably take them to the championship. 8 seconds and counting. And leave it right in that man's hands, folks, because Sal Ocasio was a big part of the story. Ocasio dunks it past Paul Gate, and that'll do it.
That's the end of tonight's game. The final score, New York Saints 13, Philadelphia Wings 4.
Christy Lee, it's got to be a great game for Doc Dougherty, a great win.
That's right, Leaf. Doc, you've got to be excited about how your team played today.
Well, we've been improving every week, and this has got to be the best game we've played all season. I hope we can build on it for our last 3 games.
Yes, and so do you think this will be a divisional matchup for the playoffs?
I certainly hope so.
Shutting out Paul and Gary Gate, the first time in the history of the Gate brothers. What was your secret there?
Well, we went from man-to-man. We went to zone defense. We try to not let them have the ball. We call it deny when they didn't have the ball and cut them off and make them work a little harder. I thought the guys played a really outstanding defensive game.
And obviously, Sal Ocasio came through again in the goaltending department.
That was the best tonight. He proved he was the best.
Well, good luck to you, and we'll probably see you again in the playoffs.
Well, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc Dougherty, the head coach of the New York Saints. Back to you, Leaf.
All right, Christy, and there's your MVP, folks. No surprise. Sal Ocasio showing that he is one of the premier goalies in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. A dramatic win for New York. It gets them poised for the playoffs. They win 13-4. We'll be back with close.